all the way from Cincinnati.
Hi, Tim here. Welcome to Katie and Will's show, Tell You Later.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to their channel.
We haven't got a title song for this show, so we're singing this thing instead.
Okay.
It's really just a substitute. Nonetheless, the melody may stay in your head.
Oh, I hope so.
'Cause it's a tune.
It's a tune.
You'll love to croon.
You'll love to croon.
But there's one thing you should know. We have to confess we do not possess a title song for this show.
Ain't it peculiar?
Believe it or not, we haven't got a title song for this show.
Oops. We're back with another episode of Tell You Later. Who are you?
Will Ryan.
And
You're Katie Leigh.
I'm Katie Leigh. And together we're Will Ryan and Katie Leigh. Yay!
Or Katie Leigh and Will Ryan, yay.
Yay.
So, we got that out of the way.
Welcome
and we've
back.
worked together for over 30 years. Well over 30 years. Mm-hmm. And we've worked
You
together
call that
well.
work?
In another field.
We
not
do have
not
a lot
hosting
of fun.
a show like this.
No, but in many capacities. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Usually
remember
in voiceover.
that time?
Yes, but we won't talk about it.
Okay, but
No, forget
we
it.
should talk
All right,
about it.
yes,
I have,
we will.
I have pictures.
Maybe next New Year's Eve. That would be
Maybe,
appropriate.
but that's right around the corner. But maybe not when this comes. That was something.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't end up with a concussion. But you were going to tell us what the,
the five food
groups that
I'm
your
going to tell you
sister-
4 because I can't remember all 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
so
my
there
sister
could be
Patty
only 4.
came up with the 5 basic food groups.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, of course, popcorn, Pepsi, pizza, and pretzels. And there's probably another one that begins with P, too, because Patty begins with P.
Probably. Oh, that's, yeah. So,
I don't think it's peanuts.
did you grow up vegetarian?
Kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah, I never liked meat, and it seemed to distress people. And then when I was about 10 or something, I was reading about Albert Einstein, and he was a vegetarian, however you pronounce that. And I showed it to my parents. I said, look, there's a word that means somebody who doesn't eat meat. Oh. And so it was Albert Einstein, and like he's good, right?
And we're
so,
like, where did you find this?
Yeah.
And what did they say?
That's
Yes,
nice.
you're right.
We better reconsider this.
We'll get back to you.
Quit my job as a cowboy and reconsider this whole thing.
So you said you discovered there was a word for not eating meat.
Yes, vegetarianism.
And then,
And for people who don't eat meat, vegetarians.
and then you co-opted the word for yourself.
Not necessarily, because nobody would know I was talking about in those days. I guess.
Why?
I might have been 9 even.
If Albert Einstein could
Well, he
use
didn't-
that word,
didn't have to go
where
with
did you live? In a cave? Vegetarian's not an odd word, is
Well,
it?
it was in those days. For example, we had a relative who was really smart but had trouble reading. And we all worked with him trying to get him.
A dyslexic relative?
Yes.
But you
we
didn't know.
We didn't know that word. We never heard of it. And now
That's
it's common.
true. A lot of things have been discovered while we've been, since we've been born. And you're even born before me.
Yes,
I hate to break it to you guys, but-
according to IMDb, I was born way before you.
Okay, you know what? You want to clear that up.
I know, because they have me born way.
How
long
do
before
you
I was
think?
actually born.
IMDb says you're how old? 99 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He's not 99.
Yeah. No. Nor have I ever been. I am not now.
yet.
Nor have I ever been.
How did your birthday get so? I think you printed it somewhere because Will likes to make up facts, and someone got a hold of it, and now it seems to be indisputable.
No, I would never make up that ridiculous date. There's some date that I'm supposedly born in on the internet, and I don't know where that came from.
And you can't fix it.
Because I know exactly what days I was born.
And that's
They're
why-
September 27th, and they were the 4th of July. And
Really?
Yeah.
You were born both those
and sometime
days.
in May, but never in November on that. I think it's November.
That's very, very strange, but the
According to
year is so
because they
off.
put it on either Wikipedia or one of these other things, and then everybody else in the world picks it up. So
And they think you're dead, and they don't want. So I'm here to say Will is perfectly capable of working. He's
I do that.
ambulatory.
Yeah.
He plays music.
we'll do an episode where we walk,
and you can see, I'll prove it. He does.
or go watch one of my movies.
Yeah, it's
where I run
really
around.
sad
Yeah.
that people think that because they think you're like on the verge of,
Yeah, I thought, well, this is kind of ridiculous because you think, well, people in the business know you.
And we have no
But
control over
what happens
IMDb.
is people in the business keep changing. It's like, I remember one time we were doing
Business meaning show
this might have been
business?
before I knew you.
Show business?
No, we were doing a Winnie the Pooh episode.
Do you mean show business? You
The
say
show
people
business,
in the
yes.
business.
Yes,
I just want
the
to
show business,
clarify.
yeah. Right.
We're not in the plumbers union.
In the show business.
Yes.
But one time we were doing a Winnie the Pooh episode, and it was at it was one of the early episodes that we did at the corner of
Welcome to
across
Pooh
from
Corner.
Gold Star Recording.
Welcome to Pooh Corner.
Yes,
Yes.
there was a studio, and I think it was across from Wally Hyder's studio, and it was. I'm looking at our crew here for confirmation on that. I believe it was Wally Hyder's studio. It was a famous studio. A lot of big gold records were done there, and but it was closed. But somehow Frank and Caroline, the producers, booked some time for us to go in and record these early episodes of the show. And Hal Smith showed up one day in a checkered shirt and hadn't shaven in a couple of days. And I said, "What's up, Hal? You doing a job or something?" He said, "Yeah, I've got an audition today." I said, "They want a drunk character," because Hal Smith, the beloved Mr. Whitaker,
Our original Mr. Whitaker on Adventures in Odyssey.
over on the Andy Griffith Show was the town drunk, Otis Campbell.
I wonder why towns have only one drunk. Like, does he always drink alone? The one town drunk.
In that
The
town.
lone town drunk.
I know. That's a small town, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah,
Or
very small.
They don't have much alcohol, so he consumes it before anybody else gets.
Could be, but
I
he,
don't know.
yeah. Anyway, so I said, wait a minute.
Because Hal worked on Pooh Corner with you.
Yeah. And
And he was
Hal
Owl,
was
right?
Hal was playing Pooh because Sterling
Pooh.
had been sick, and Sterling Holloway, and so Hal did it for that series, and he continued his role as Owl, which he had done from the very beginning, and I continued my role of Rabbit, and I was doing Tigger throughout that entire series, 17 years on that.
Oh my goodness!
Because
you were 17 years Tigger.
Yes.
You were Tigger.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
You didn't know that? Oh yeah.
Tigger.
Yes.
For 17 years.
Yeah.
On what?
On Welcome to Pooh Corner, on 3 specials.
Well, I
that we
think
did,
I knew Pooh
on
Corner,
some records and
but
some toys. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, what was Paul doing?
Paul
Winchell.
Paul Winchell, my friend.
Yes.
Right?
And ventriloquist.
Turned it down
who
because
also worked on the Gummy Bears.
because originally it was going to be 6 episodes for the Disney Channel. And
Well, cable was brand
and this
new
was
back
cable.
then.
Cable was brand new.
Nobody knew anything about it.
Yeah, and cable was really. It seemed like amateur night or something. Cable. That's all those
So it's
crummy
like-
shows that are done by amateurs. Like podcasts.
Like this.
Right.
Exactly.
So it had no panache to it or anything. Also, I think that there was some ill will between. I found this out later. There was some ill will between the current head of Disney's, which was Ron, the son-in-law, and Paul over. There was an argument over credit in the Aristocats.
Oh.
But anyway, so I did it for those 6 episodes. The 6 episodes turned into 13 episodes,
pilot, yeah.
turned into
Like
26
100
episodes, turned into 52, turned in, it kept going and going and going. So anyway, where was I?
So how did you get
tickets
to
just
be-
love bouncing, by the way. I just
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How did you get to be Tigger and the other things at Disney? Because sometimes the departments don't
Because
talk to each other.
I know, but because for a very long time, that was it. So that,
then they thought,
and a lot of it was channel stuff later, years later. Like when we stopped production, they did a few specials. So I did that. And
on
some
the
of the
Disney
things were
Channel.
turned into movies.
Oh yeah, a lot of people
not
probably
movies, but
remember,
records.
the ones who are listening or watching, you did a very special one about strangers, right? Pooh.
Too Smart for Strangers?
Too Smart for Strangers. That was from the Welcome to Pooh Corner, using animatronics.
Yes, that's
It
right.
was a very different kind of. It was new.
Animation was a different kind of.
They did animatronics for Puff and stuff, right? I think,
yeah.
and they did animatronics for the Banana Splits. Or
some
no?
of it's animatronics, some of it's puppetry, some of it's I don't know what you call it.
Animatronics is like a cross between puppetry and technology, like remote control. I mean,
hence the tronics.
Yeah,
right.
But remote control was kind of new then.
Yeah,
too,
it was brand new.
right? Without
In
cordless
fact,
stuff.
I think Welcome to Pooh Corner was the first green screen show shot in Hollywood because the green screen was brand new at the time. Everybody was familiar with blue screen, and
What
Disney's.
a pioneer you are!
Oh, me? I had nothing to do with those decisions, but Frank Brandt did, and Disney's had a yellow screen. They were the only studio in town that had a yellow screen, which was developed, I understand, by Ub Iwerks, or perhaps people under his employ. And Ub was the head of special effects at Disney's, but he's the guy who designed Mickey Mouse and animated single-handedly the first 2 or 3 Mickey Mouses.
No kidding.
For Walt and Roy, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, over in Uncle Robert's garage over there on Kingsley, And the garage was disassembled and is, I don't know where it is right now.
Is that Walt's barn, the one at the Griffith Park? Speaking of Griffith Park?
No, that's probably his barn from the backyard, I'm guessing, but I don't know. I'm
And his
over there.
choo-choo train is there, too.
I just want to say that Uncle Robert's house is still there. You could still see that.
You can ride the train. If you go to the Walt's barn, there's a little train that you can buy tickets to around.
Oh, it's the old Carolwood Express. Wow, no, that's where it is now.
So.
Yeah, because the family finally sold the place, and the people that bought it tore down everything that was in the backyard. The whole layout,
That was
all of
Walt's
where the
uncle?
barn was. No, I'm talking about Walt's house over in Walt and Lillian's place.
I have never been there.
Really?
I don't know that place. You've been
No,
many
it's not there
places
anymore.
I haven't been.
The property is there. The land is some of the land is there, but it's been there were tunnels and there were caverns and all this stuff that the train would go in and around and all of that, but it's all
Because
changed.
Walt Disney loved trains.
Yes, he did.
So that's really
In
interesting.
Marceline, you're not too far from, which is one of the places he grew up and the happiest place he grew up. You're not too far from the train track.
Well, we're not far either. We just haven't heard a train today because it's Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, we're
They don't
just
run
a
on
couple.
Sundays now?
I don't know. They love to run around midnight. We hear this.
Hey, do yours simultaneously with this, and we'll get
Okay.
We should get
An
a
effect?
good. Yeah, I hope so.
A harmony.
Ready? Once again. See, it's a dissonance because they're off.
Plus, you
Yeah.
need the Doppler effect, and then you've really got.
Oh yeah,
it,
right. Okay.
Wow, that's fantastic. So because you did Tigger, they also hired you at Disney to do other stuff, and they left Paul in the lurch for a while. But 17 years is a long time.
No, Paul. Ultimately, Ron Miller left, and all was forgotten. So
then he got, but
Yeah.
it sounds like he didn't do it for 17 years, which sounds kind of
That's right.
crazy.
well.
But good for you, I guess, right?
Yeah, but Paul was doing stuff, and we were friends.
Can I say something on your behalf?
And we became really good friends. It never bothered him that I did it. It bothered him that somebody else was doing it. But
Well, nevertheless, I just want to say that people don't know why. One of the reasons I admire you so is because you have done so many character voices that people don't know. Like you did it, and then they skipped you or forgot about you. For instance, Will is the voice of Pete, right? What's his whole name?
Pegleg Pete.
Pegleg Pete. In
They
the
changed his name to Black Pete for a while because they thought Peglate was not a good name.
But Black was better.
When I moved to town, they were calling him Black Pete, and then they decided maybe that's not so good either.
Because
then
Will
it became Pete. I've always called him Pegleg Pete
because you can sound like the original from the original Mickey Mouse. So Will has done what they call voice match.
Yeah.
And before they did, what was the movie where they showed Get a Horse? What was the movie before it? The Disney feature.
With the two sisters.
Frozen.
Frozen, yeah.
So when
The Ice
Frozen
Queen.
came out, they made a short film called Get a Horse, and you did Pete's voice in that. And
yeah, that was
fun. Can we hear what he sounds like?
Why, sure, pal. Say, wonder if I can borrow some money.
Very famous, and people don't know that you did that. And then when they made the Mickey Mouse cartoons, they got somebody else to do it. Because why don't they keep
I'll tell you a story.
consistent?
There was a show called Goof Troop or something, and it was very unusual because they had me audition for the part, which I'd been doing for years, and parades and ice capades and things like that. And
I didn't know you could skate.
I used to know Bill Shipstead.
Oh,
who was
the ice
did you know him?
capades. No, but I know the name.
Okay,
Bill
yeah.
Shipstead's Ice
Well,
Follies or the Ice
Shipstead
Capades?
and Johnson's, and then Bill was the heir, I guess, the son, and he
Was
ran
he
it for a
from
while.
Ohio?
No, I just knew him out here because I knew this
Because you could
wonderful
skate.
family. This family moved out here, and they were all so nice, and
Not the Anschulers.
no, and I used to call them the blondest family in the world because everybody in the family was blonde, and there were about 8 kids and 2 parents.
Wow.
And and from maybe 5 years old up to 16 or something, and they were delightful. They all sang and danced, and they started off as ice skaters, all of them.
Wow.
So they were really talented, and they were out here, trying to get things happening in Hollywood, and
Where is this going?
I don't know. It's a little digression, I guess.
Well, you
but
said
I
you
haven't
did-
seen them in years, and I'd love to see them again.
But you said you did the Ice Capades and you did voices
I did I did voices
for Pete and Tigger
and people like that.
stuff.
Yeah, for
All
years.
kinds
and years.
of Disney
Yeah,
voices.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's just amazing. People don't know that they really grew up. So you did Pete. I was kind of thinking of something else.
Anyway, so Goof Troop, I was
Troop.
yeah. So I, for some reason, they made me audition for it 3 times, and then I got it. And then I was booked, and then I got called. I think the first session was on Monday. I got called in. TJ called me up, our agent at both of our agent at the time, and said, "Will, the strangest thing happened. They just unbooked you for this session on Monday and Tuesday. We were going to do a bunch of episodes."
Huh.
I said, "What happened?" I said, "It went to somebody who never auditioned for it. So I've never asked who that was, and I don't know." So
Wow.
So that was. So I didn't do Pete for a while after that, and then.
And that happens a lot in our business.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
strange, but
See, that's why I like
that's why
Walt-
we never like to say we've done anything until it's on the screen and your name is in the credits.
Oh yeah.
And you know that was you because things change from the first time you're in front of the mic to when the thing gets put out there. You don't know.
A very unusual thing happened on Little Mermaid.
Which you worked on.
Yes.
The Little Mermaid. And who were you in The Little Mermaid?
I was several characters, but the prominent one, I guess, is this little seahorse who introduces everyone.
What
I
does he
call
sound
him
like?
Harold Seahorse. 'Cause he's a herald. He wears a little cuff. What do you call that?
Yeah,
a ruffled.
a rough cuff. A ruffle.
Yes.
A cuffle.
And
a ruff.
presenting His Majesty King Triton, something like that. Anyway, I've only seen the film twice,
Okay.
And I mention that because I think it's terrific. But I talk to people who my child hears that song every day. That song hears that movie 10 times a day while I'm in the other room.
Yep.
Wow, holy cow!
Kids
but I was
do
at
that.
at the original cast and crew screening, and then there was a 10th anniversary screening at.
How fun!
Yes, and that was really fun because they flew us all out to New York, and Kenny and everybody, Ken Mars, and
Who also worked on Adventures in Odyssey. So many people have worked on Adventures in Odyssey.
and they put us up at a really nice place, and I thought, so this is what Michael Eisner lives like, and at Madison Square Garden, they showed it, and there was a party afterwards. It was a media thing, a red carpet thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those are the only 2 times I've seen it, but it's
That's a
it's
good
really
movie.
Good.
We love
I
Little
know.
Mermaid.
I think it's great. I would see it again.
So then after you did Pooh Corner, we worked on Dumbo's Circus.
Yes.
And I was Dumbo's voice, which I didn't audition for originally. Did you know that?
No fooling. Great.
Nope, that's no. I went in to read for the cat.
Oh, okay.
For Lily.
Lily.
And I
Right.
went to read for the cat, and Caroline said, could you read for Dumbo? And handed me the script.
And did you say, but Dumbo doesn't talk?
Yeah. I was like, okay. And that's our show for today, boys and girls. I'll have to tell you later.
Tell You Later is a Patreon-driven entertainment show. So what are you waiting for? Come on over. Join us at patreon.com/Tell You Later.
We celebrate the planet of our birth.
Right here.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Earth Day!
Earth Day!
That humble little planet known as Earth. That humble little planet. That fragile little planet. That helpless little planet known as Earth.